What's up, guys? My name is Connor. This channel is Catch and Chase, where we do anything fishing, hunting, outdoors related. So in today's video, given the time of year, we're coming into that summertime. We're going to go over how to find summertime lake smallmouth. I've been getting a lot of questions. I fish a lot of kayak derbies. There's a lot of guys who ask me, why do I fish deep? Stuff like that. So we recently just got done fishing a smallmouth lake. So I figured I'm going to go over how to find lake smallmouth in the summertime. So hope you guys enjoy this video. We'll get right into it. So first things first, when you're looking for smallmouth bass, first you got to find a lake, right? You got to find which lake you want to go to. I like to use Google Earth a lot. I like to look on Google Earth to see what lakes are clear, what lakes are dirty, what lakes, if it's clear enough, you can see the rocks, you can see what you need to find right there on Google Earth. So first thing first, go to Google Earth, find what lake you want to fish, and then Google it, see if there's any smallmouth bass in that lake. So that's first thing. You got to find a lake to fish. So the second thing you guys want to do after you found your lake on Google Earth is go to Google, look up some depth charts on that lake that you just looked at, and look at all the contour. Where's the creek run in? Where is the dam at if it has a dam? If it's a natural lake, where's the deepest part of the lake? Because I'm telling you right now, smallmouth don't like shallow water unless you were in Canada. So let's go over what I look for when I'm looking at depth charts. So the first thing I look for is big, expansive flats right next to deep water. So smallmouth, they're wolf pack feeders. They're gonna hunt in packs of 2, 3s, 4s, 5s, shoot, maybe hundreds. So they're gonna sit there, for the most part, they're gonna sit there on the edge from that, let's say 15-foot drop to 30-foot drop, right? Those fish are gonna sit there right on that edge, and they're gonna wait until it's time to go up onto that flat, and they're gonna go up there and they're gonna find a bunch of bait fish. They're gonna go up there, they're gonna feed, they're gonna hunt. This is why I like smallmouth better than largemouth. They hunt fish. Largemouth are lazy. They just sit there. They're waiting for a crawdad to jump right in front of them. Not smallmouth. Smallmouth want to go hunt. So first things first, find a big flat close to deep water. Those seem to be very good key areas. But second thing you want to look for, right, are points. If you're fishing a lake that has a whole lot of points that go from 3 feet all the way down to 30 feet, those points that are right there along deep water also are really, really good. So those deep water points are great. Same thing with those, almost just like fishing a flat, just downsize it. They're going to sit off the tip of those points waiting for bait fish to come swimming on by so they can go out there and snatch it up. So the third thing I'm going to go over, like the lake we just recently fished, is there's a creek channel that runs all the way through the lake, and those banks where that creek channel swings in, it makes a real steep drop right there at the bend of that creek channel. Those are really, really good spots to find smallmouth. So don't overlook those areas too. Alright, so you went on maps, you found those big flats, you found those big long points, and you found those channel swings. Another thing you guys have to look for is not all those flats, not all those points are going to be great. They have to have isolated structure on them, whether that be some rock, whether that be trees, whether that be some grass. Smallmouth bass like to hide. Think of it as a velociraptor in Jurassic Park. They will hide in the trees until their prey comes out, and then they shoot out after it, right? So same thing, it's what a smallmouth is going to do. They want to hide in those trees, they want to hide in those grass, they want to hide in the rocks, and then they're going to come out and they're going to ambush what they want to eat. So make sure you guys find that isolated structure: trees, rocks, grass. You got to find those 3 things on any of those flats, points, whatever. If you find those, there will be fish there. So keep that in mind when you're looking Whether you take your boat out, if you're fishing from a bank, use tungsten lead. If you're fishing from the bank, you can feel those rocks, you can feel the tree. You might lose some lures, but hey, that's part of fishing. You're gonna lose lures, right? So make sure you find those areas. All right. Another thing you guys want to find when it comes to smallmouth bass is you have to find the bait, whether that be shad, alewives, gobies, crawdads, whatever a smallmouth can fit in its mouth, it's gonna eat. So basically you have to find the bait fish. So in my area, we don't have gobies, we have shad. So find those areas with balls of shad hanging around those flats, those points, those channel swings. Those areas are going to hold more fish than anywhere else on the lake. Recently, we just fished a tournament, and I was fishing this little cove area that had a big flat coming out, and I was fishing right off that drop of the flat. And it was windy in the morning, and I couldn't even tell. But as soon as that wind calmed down, I had thousands of shad just swimming around, and those smallmouth were busting all over them. So now, don't get me wrong, I didn't do great in that tournament. I couldn't find the big ones. I found a bunch of 14 inchers. But finding those areas that have the shad, the gobies, crawdads, alewives, wherever you are in the country, you have to find the bait fish. So remember, find the bait fish. The depth of those flats and points that I like to focus on are anywhere from 12 to 25 feet of water. That seems to be your good all around depth, 12 to 25 feet. And it's all depending on water temperature. So like I'd say anywhere from post spawn to 72, I can find fish pretty easily in 12 to 15 feet of water. Now once you get into July, August, the dog days of summer, that's when I start looking in the 20 to 30 feet of water. Those fish are going to go out deep where that water's cooler, where the bait is, because they don't like, smallmouth is a cold water species. They want the cold water. So like I said, let's say post spawn, so 65 to 72, 73, that 12 to 15 foot of water, well, let's say 10 to 15 foot of water is actually one of the better areas to look for. So keep that in mind. 10 to 15 feet post spawn, dog days, 20 to 30 feet of water. Keep that in mind. So a lot of times when you're looking at your Google Earth, your depth charts, so think of it this way: when that creek runs in, that's normally the shallow side of the lake. Summertime smallmouth, they want cool water. They're a cold water species. They want to go where the deep water is. A lot of people don't really, now that forward-facing sonar is out, a lot of people know it, but smallmouth will suspend in 100 feet of water. They want cold water. So when you're looking at your Google Earth, your depth charts, look at that south side of the lake, wherever, well, at least by me, creeks run north to south, but that south side of the lake, it's going to have the deep water. It's going to have the cooler water. So when you're looking at Google Earth, keep that in mind. Look for the deep water. So guys, that's what you guys want to find when you're looking for smallmouth bass in the summertime. You guys want to catch fish like these, you have to go to those areas. Deep flats, points, creek channels. And they have to have isolated structure like rocks, trees, and grass like I went over. And you have to find the bait. So if you guys find those couple things, I don't want to make any promises, but I bet you guys will catch smallmouth in those couple areas. Go out there, go find them yourself, go have some fun, go have fun fishing. If you guys like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.